Hello everyone, welcome to the SQL series project 2, which is customer order analysis. Okay, so in this project, firstly we will create our database. Okay, so how to create a database? We will create it by writing this code, which is create database, and the name of our database is project. Okay, fine. And once we will run it, then we will see that our database project has been created here. Okay, now we have to mention that we are using database project, so we have to write use project and then we have to run it. Fine. Now database has been created. In the next step we will create the table. Okay, so how to create a table? To create a table we have to write create table. Whatever name we want to give, we will write that name. So I'm giving the name as orders. Okay, and then opening the brackets. Now we have to write all the name of the features, the name of the columns. So first one is order ID. Okay, order ID, the data type, then we have to mention the data type. So order ID I'm taking here as integer. Okay, if you want to include alphabets along with the digits, then you can give it varchar. Now order ID is something which is unique always, so we are considering it as a primary key. So we are depicting it as a primary key. Then we have to give a customer ID. Okay, so customer ID, its database will also be integer. Fine. Now the next one is product ID, whatever product we are selling. So the product ID and its data type will also be integer. Now the date of the order, so we will mentioning it as order date. Okay, and the data type will be date. Whatever be the format of this date will be, firstly we have to write year, then month, and then date. Okay, now the next feature, I'm taking it as a quantity, whatever quantity. So quantity will also comes under integer. Okay, now the next one will be total amount. Total amount of what? Total amount of product selling. Product selling amount it is. Okay, so the total amount will also comes in, this will come in decimal because amount can be in decimal. And when we write decimal, then we have to mention this also. 10 means what? At the first place I'm writing here 10. So this 10 indicates that there will be total 10 digit. Okay, there will be total 10 digit. It could be 2, 3, 5, 4, 6, 7, something like this. It cannot exceed to 10. Okay, and this 2 is this 2 means that after decimal there will be 2 digits only. Okay, so decimal is here, we are using as a data type for the amount. Now the next one is order status, and the order status will be in varchar because it can be delivered, returned like this, and I'm giving here a limit as 20. Okay, now the last one is shipping date, whatever will be the shipping date. Okay, and data type will be date here. Now I'm going to close this bracket and use the colon. Now just run it and let's check. So we can see here that in the table section, order table has been created. It is empty yet. Okay, you can see it is empty. So we have to populate it with the datas. So how can we fill datas here? Okay, so to enter the data, it will be a lengthy and time consuming process. So after entering 2 to 3 datas, I will try to copy paste or I will try to write it on, or I will cut the video from there. Okay, so order, we have to insert the data into table order or orders. Okay, now how we will enter the data? So we have to write insert, insert into what? In which table we are going to insert? Into the orders table. Now what we have to going to insert? We are going to insert values. Okay, now one by one we will put all the values, comma 201, comma 101, comma. Now date we have to mention in the inverted commas because it's syntax of writing the date. So 2024 is the year, then it is month, and then it is date. Okay. Now the next one is order quantity. So it is 8. I'm taking now the value. Now the what it is after order quantity, a total amount. So it is total amount. So total amount I am filling it as 25670.23. Comma, what is the status of the order? So it is delivered. Okay. Now again we have to write the date, that is shipping date. So I'm taking shipping date as just after 1 day. Okay. Now the next one. So let me copy this part and I'm going to edit the details. Okay. 2. So it is 2. And then this second one was customer ID. Okay. Second one was customer ID is 202. Then the product ID I'm taking 2. And then the customer ID can also repeat, product ID can also repeat. What cannot be repeated is the order ID because we have taken it as a primary key. Okay. Now the date I have to write here. This is make it 28. Now orders it is 5, and the price let's take it 19700.50. Make it deliver and convert it into 29. Okay. Comma 3. Make it 203. Then 101 is fine, and then it is 3, and then it is 01. Okay. Make it 6, and this I have to make it as a 20100.70. Make it delivered only. Now the date, it will be 02 and it is 3. Okay. Comma. Right. So I missed the commas everywhere because of the. Okay, now this will definitely work. So let's run it, and we can see the our order tables is being created, and we can see all the data has been filled here. Okay, so let's close them now. Our next step will be is to create customer table this time. Okay, so we have to create customers table. How can we create? We have to use create table customers. Okay, and then we will use customer ID int primary key, because this will also significantly will be a unique digit. So we are taking it as a primary key. Okay, then after customer ID we have to write the first name of the customer. It will be in varchar. Limit is 50. Fine. Then we will take last name. It will also be varchar. Limit will be 50. Then we will take email. Okay. Email will also be a varchar. Limit will be 100. Then we will take phone number. Phone only. Then varchar. And the limit of a phone is 15. Okay. Then we'll take city. And it is in varchar. And the limit is 50. Then we will write join date. The next feature is join date, and the data type is date. And now close this and colon. Now let's create this table. Okay. Once we refresh it, we can see that Okay, there is one error. Okay, I again forgot to put the comma. Now it will work fine. So once we will refresh it, we can see that our customer table has been created. Now it's time to populate this table with the data. So we have to write. Okay, so let me write what I'm going to do in here. I'm going to do insert data into customers table. Okay, now how to insert? So we have to write insert into customers. Okay, now what we have to enter? We have to enter the values. So initialize the bracket, and first one is 201. What is this 201? So let's have a quick look. So it is a customer ID, then first name, then last name, then email, then phone, then city, then the joining data. So this is our customer ID basically. Okay. Now name I'm taking here as a John. Okay. Then last name I'm taking here as a Doe. Then email, let's email as john.doe@gmail.com. Okay. Now the phone number I'm taking here as 12345678990. Where he lives in New York. Okay. Now what is the date of joining? So date of joining is 2022-05-110. Okay. Now I am going to copy this and so guys, I have filled all the data. Okay. And now let's insert it. Let's run it. So after running, let's quickly check whether the data is getting inserted or not. So we can see all the data has been filled here. Okay. Now we will perform our queries one by one. So what will be our first query? So our first query will be to find the, let me write it here, find total revenue generated. Okay, so how to find this? How to use the code? Okay, so we firstly let's for the ease of the process, let's quickly have a look of all the data. So I'm writing it select star from orders. This will give the whole data. So I can use my brain more effectively because the table is now in front of me. Okay. Now, let's see what we have to do. So we have to find the total revenue generated. Total revenue generated from which column we will get? We will get it from this total amount column. Once we will add all these values, total amount values, then we can easily get the total revenue generated. Okay, so it means what we have to select. Okay, what we have to select, we have to write this. So we have to select the sum, this total amount, right? But this only total amount will not work. We have to write here sum. Sum of what? Sum of total amount. Okay. Sum of total amount. Okay. Now I am giving it as it's some nickname, or in SQL term we can call it as alias name. So I'm giving it as total revenue. Okay. Now this is what we want to get. This is what we want to get. In the next line we have to write from where we want to get this. So sum of total amount kahan se hame milega? So we are going to getting it from the which table? From orders table. Okay. Now in the third line we have to put if there any condition. So of course there is condition, because if the order is returned, if the order is cancelled or the pending, then we will not going to count it as a count it under our revenue. Okay, so we have to mention it here, where clause. Where clause is saying that where order status is what? order status is equal to delivered. Okay, only those orders will be calculated in the revenue calculation. So now it's time to run this query. And after running this query, we can see that our total revenue generated is this. Okay, 1,87,472.03 rupees. Fine. Now the next query. So I'm taking here as very simple queries. After completing these mini projects, then we will go for some high level projects. Okay, and then we will go for end-to-end project. So in this video, I am just taking 5 queries only. So let's quickly go to our second query, and the second query is saying find the most. So find the most frequently ordered products. So how can we going to get this now? So frequently ordered products. So first of all, let's quickly get both the tables. Select star from orders. Okay, and then select star from customers. Okay, now let's have this table in front of us. So these are our tables. So which one is the frequently ordered? So how can we get which one is frequently ordered? So it will be based on the quantity. Suppose this is the order ID and this is the product ID. Sorry, this is the product which is telling about the product. Okay, product ID is telling about the product. So what is the frequency? We can get the frequency using the quantity. If 105 product is ordered 2, it means it has from here it's a minimum frequency. Okay, so what we have to select first of all? So we have to select, because we want to get frequently ordered products. So product की पहचान किससे है? Product is identified by the product ID. So first of all we have to select the product ID. Okay, after selecting product ID, frequently ordered. So where we can get frequently ordered? We can get it from the quantity. Okay, product ID and sum of quantity. We have to use here sum. Why? Because there are product IDs are repeating. Here is 101, here is also 101. So once we will see 101, here it is 6. And here it is 7 and here it is 8. So we have to add 6, 7 and 8. Whatever be the answer will be like work as a total ordered quantity. Okay. So sum of what? Of quantity. Sum of quantity. Now I am giving it as a alias name. So it is total quantity. Okay. From in which table we are doing, from which table we are doing it? We are doing it from the, we are taking it from the orders table. Okay. Now we need to group by, use the group by, because as we are using the aggregate function sum, so we need to use this group by. Okay. We need to use this group by. Group by what? Product ID, on the base of product ID. On the base of product ID. Now we need order by, okay, whether in the descending order or ascending order. So first of all, firstly we should know what feature we need to order. So we need to order here total quantity. Okay, total quantity. So I'm writing here total quantity. Okay, this is ordered by what? Descending, because we want most frequent. So descending. And now we have to use limit, because the uppermost, the topmost quantity we will get by using this. Okay, now quickly run this. So there is some error. Let's quickly find out what's the point of this error. Okay, so it is written, it is not product ID, product ID. Fine. Now let's run it. Okay, so we can see that product ID 104 is the most frequent order and the quantity total which has been ordered is 25. Okay, now our next query. So next query is saying list all orders that were delivered late. Okay, and Okay, fine. So first of all, quickly see what is there in the order. Select star orders. Select star from orders. So you can see this is our order table. Now we need to see which one is delivered late. Okay. So which one is delivered late may we have to firstly select the order ID, because order ID is something which will tell us that this order is delivered late. So then we need a shipping date also, because if shipping date is delayed, then delivered date will also be delayed. Okay. Then we need order date, because we need to compare order date and shipping date. Okay. Now from which table we are taking these things? From orders table. Now we need to put some conditions also. So condition is shipping date should be greater than date underscore add. Okay. This is a function. This is a function used to check the difference or the interval between the dates. This is a SQL inbuilt function, date underscore add. Okay. Now we need to write order date, comma, interval by 1 day. Okay. Now we have to run it. So let's quickly select it and run it. So we can see that these are the order IDs 1015 and 1016. These will get delayed. Okay. So our next query is to calculate the average value for each customer. Okay. Let's quickly have a look on both the tables. Select star from orders. And then let's run it. And then select star from customers. And let's run it. So we have these two tables. Now we have to find out the average value for each customer. Okay, to get the average value of each customer, firstly we need to get the customer's identity. So how can we get the customer's identity? We can get it by taking their names. So we have their customer ID, first name and last name. So I'm leaving here ID. I'm going for first name and last name. Okay. So we will select the what we want to select. We have to select the first name. Okay. First name. And this first name will be from the customers table. So customers dot first name. Okay. Then I will select customers last name. So from customers table, we will select last name. Okay. What else? So this is all about the customer details. Now we want the average value. We want the average value for each customer. Average ordered value. Okay. Average order value for each customer. So from where we will get order value? So we have order value in this table. Here that from the total amount. Okay. So we want average of what? Total amount. And this total amount is available in orders table. So firstly we have to write orders dot total amount. Okay. Total amount. This is it. Now I'm taking its alias name as average amount. Average amount. Okay. Fine. So these are the things that we want. Fine. Now, from where we will get these things? From where we are going to get these things? So we will get these things from customer table. Okay. So from customers. Okay. From customers, we will get this first name and the last name, and this average value from which we will get it. So we have these values in the order table, but we cannot write here two tables name. Okay. So we have to join both the tables. So we need to write this join keyword. And किसे join करना है? So we have to join the orders table. किस base पे join करना है? On the basis where both customers IDs are same. So here customer ID and here also customer ID. So on this basis we need to join it. So we will write customers dot customer ID, okay, equals orders dot order ID. Fine. On this basis we need to join. Now is there any condition? So yes, there is condition also. So where status is seen as delivered, only that value will be considered as average order value, right? Where the status is delivered. Rest, if it is get cancelled or it is get pending or it is returned, then we will not count it under order value. Okay, so we need to write where orders dot orders status, orders dot order status equals delivered. Okay. Now we need group by, because group by is needed here. Why? Because we have taken aggregate functions which is average. So we need to make it group by. So group by on which basis? On the basis of customer name, first name and the last name. So customers dot first name comma customers dot last name. Okay, now run it. So we can see that the, okay, just a minute. Okay, I'm very sorry. Here it will be customer ID, not order ID, okay? Because we have to take here whatever column is common from both the tables. So it is just a human error, you can say. So let me run it again. So once we will run it, we will see. So here we will see that it is the average amount ordered by each customer. Okay. Now come to our next query. And our next query says that we have to find the list customers who have, okay, made more than one order. Fine. So for this, firstly, we need to get the customer's name. Okay. List the customer. So we need customer's name. So firstly, we will write select customers dot first name comma customers dot last name. Okay. Rest what we want order which is more than one. Okay. So here we need count function. So count of what? Count of orders ID that's been repeated. So these orders ID has been found in, it's in orders table. So orders dot orders ID. Okay. And then its nickname or alias name is total orders. Okay. From which table? So from customers table we will get their first name and last name, and then we need to join two tables orders, because from orders table we will get the order IDs count. So we need to join two tables, and for joining we have to write join orders on which basis? So on the basis of customers ID. In orders table we will get it, okay, which is equals to customers tables customer ID. Okay. Now we need to group by, because we have used this aggregate function count. So group by on the basis of their first name and the last name. So customers dot first name, okay, comma customers dot last name. Okay. Now here we will use having, okay, Why I'm using here having? Because this aggregate function is being used earlier. So having total orders is greater than 1. Okay, where total order is greater than 1. Now run it. Okay, so there is one printing mistake. Now run it. And we can see that there are no customers who have made any order which is greater than 1. So there is no such customer. Let's see. Is there any customer who have placed order more than once? So we need to check from the orders. So here is the customer ID and all customers are different. You can see 201, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All customers are different. No one is repeated. Okay, that's why it is showing nothing here. Okay, so this is it for this project. We will meet to our next project video very soon. Okay, you just practice it and take care. Bye-bye.